Catchify, I hope you know that I like you. Seriously, and the offer still stands. Come to my island. You're only 60 miles away. We agree on lots of philosophy, like I believe in your philosophy of when you break up, you should go to the beach. I'm sure you're surfing all the time. Get on your sponge and ride over here, dude. You know, I'm a little too, you know, I'm too effete for that, but you can do it. You're welcome. But that's just to say because I do think you're a nut. It's just that I'm okay with that because you do one annoying thing that I appreciate because it allows me to come back with a more what ends up being more honest in this case. And this is the fact that you say you're like pointing this laser light and pointing on the floor. And I think you maybe said this to somebody else, but it applies. You say these kinds of, and we're running around like a cat after a laser light. And to me, you are dancing around, contradicting yourself all the time, and it's clownish. And this cognitive dissonance between those two possibilities is hysterical. But your comments, I mean, I also appreciate them, in a somewhat backhanded complimentary way of, I think they're thought provoking, so they strike something, but it's somewhat like what in Menham hits sometimes. I appreciate it, but it is also because it's like so perfectly wrong. It becomes clear to me what I think, and I appreciate that. Um, you make a claim to use skeptical language if it appears to mean stuff, and that's good. And even if you don't, I believe you are a skeptic like that. In the sense that you think you're not. It's just that you want to be, and so I can call you on it. But if you don't put it looks as if or appears to be, I'm going to assume it in there. I might go, hey, look, you should put that in there, but it won't be because I think you don't already know that. It'll be because I'm calling you on it. But anyway, you said okay, yeah. Then you agreed with me that a real guru, and this is in the explanation of why they don't do it right. So I realize this is a convenient explanation. Yeah, they could fly, but why do it? Everything is an illusion anyway. It's an interesting thing. I think it would be good in a story. In the real world, sounds like bullshit. Okay, and then you say you are practicing a weak empiricism. So this is my video, on beautiful chemistry and just in general, that you know, his immaterial idealism versus my material subjectivism. He says, you believe mirages are material because, wait, stop. You believe mirages are material. No, no, you need to get this. I don't think you'll ever have seen me do this on this channel, but I'm challenging you to learn a particular thing. Okay. You can have things that are shaped like certainties, right? In logic, bachelors are men. Why? Because it's called a tautology. If you look at it closely and unweave, you can make really complex ones. But a small, short one like bachelors, you can see that's how they unravel. It's because they're defined to be that way. And in that sense, you can name a phenomenon. Okay. I am not believing that these mirages, and they're mirages, they're images, fantasia, okay? Qualia, whatever, that's after you process them, they all come as fantasy, and then we have to figure out, right? That's the skeptic position. Totally on board with that. But we call it material, right? We image process on those. It's like I don't do statistical analysis on one data set. I look at it 50 times. If it's confusing, I look away and I do statistical processes to help enhance my ability to analyze the information I am getting, right? And there's certain information that is very consistent. That's the whole material part. This lighter is material because it's consistent. It's going to be there when I look back later. I call this particular kind of mirage material. Okay, that's why I like to call it material instead of external. Now we think of it as external, and I'm fine with that because, yeah, that makes sense. It looks like it's something outside of us. We're not influencing us. There's a distinction there. Again, if it's all a dream and it's all internal in some sense, fine, we rename that distinction. There's still an important distinction between this kind of lighter and a lighter I'm just thinking of, right? So I'm not believing the mirage is material. I am calling that material. You could say, well, you're just calling it. No, because the things I'm calling material all share properties. They're really consistent, for example. The laws of quantum mechanics apply to them. These are, pretty impressive qualities that I think justify in and of themselves me making a set out of things with this quality. Just like if I make a set out of crystals, all things that are crystals, they have some interesting qualities in common. That's an interesting set, okay? Then you call me, you said it 1 minute, where I say they also, quote, they also appear because of the thing, right? End quote. And you say this is pure speculation, 100% assumed. How can you say that the quantum mechanical experiments that show that there's some weird role of observation, which personally I don't think of as the conscious part, it's just that a photon has touched that thing or been emitted by it and touched your retina and been absorbed by it, and that connects you to in this quantum, system. But anyway, you rely on that for, support that your perception is key. But then you want to back off and say, it's pure speculation that the thing also has a role. What the fuck are you talking about? 99.9% of our observation shows that the thing is real and has control over how it is. Like, I don't visually, it's consistent. The whole point, you could reword the fact that it's consistent into the fact that I'm not, nothing's changing it very much. It's not randomly changing. I'm not willing it into a change. It's not pure speculation, that material solid part of this. You look down really close and you go, look, is it really solid and not like you thought? Because look, you're not even touching it. It's magnetic forces making you think it has this kind of surface that it has, and yeah, and that's really close. That's past the 99% of the reality of this thing level, you know. So the idea that part of how a thing appears has to do with that thing, it's not speculation. And also, we are things. We're these subjective things, and I know that I want other people to recognize that I have a point of view, and I innately in myself feel a recognition of their point of view. That's my natural relativism part, I guess. But so I'm not going to say they exist because of my perception. And you want me to distinguish between them and these material things? How can I? You've told me there isn't a distinction there either. So you're contradictory. And at least understand this one thing. This is what I want you to get. Uh, just for the sake of the conversation. I don't think I'm asking you to agree with anything, or just understand the distinction that I am making. Okay. Terms about reality. Okay. Terms about reality. There's two kinds. One, your pattern recognition software fills up a set of things and you name it. Like, for example, existence. It's filled up with a set of all the fucking things. Existence. I exist. The fact that there's stuff in there makes me say I exist, because I exist is just a name for it. I have a big bag of stuff. Okay. That's one kind. The other kind is you're starting to say, well, stuff is made of little BBs. I'm a Newtonian mechanic, and I believe everything is made of these little BBs. And, to say something exists means there's an object there, and it's material, and it's made of. Okay. Then you made a theory. You're making your theory about reality. Then it skews off. You can't necessarily ever assert that. That always has to be theoretical. In which case, you can't say that it is the way things are. You're not answering how things are. Did I run out of time? Yet. Almost. Yeah. So bye.